This next act, yo man, he's actually new to the scene. He's been tearing it up on the underground, and now he's here on the overground for you guys. You're gonna love him. Give it up huge for Walter Lyng, ladies and gentlemen. Come on.
Ronnie Ramsey, everybody keep going, come on. My name is Walter Lyng. I'm sorry you don't know what Chinese people look like anymore. I'm in a great mood these days. I recently got my very first inflatable sex doll. Yeah. It was for a bachelor party. That's what I'm telling people. And I'm really stoked about it. I was really stoked about it. I don't really understand the sex dolls. They're kind of weird. I want to meet the guy who came up with the sex doll, who invented that. I figured this was a guy hanging around at the public swimming pool one day, you know, watching a couple kids bat around the old beach ball, when suddenly eureka moment, right? Hey, that beach ball looks like a lot of fun, but I wish you could fuck it. I tell you what, if I could leave with you one piece of wisdom, guys, it's this: don't make the same mistake as I did. You don't want to bring your sex doll to the gas station and try to use the tire pump there to inflate it. Okay? Because I tell you, the amount of time that you'll save isn't worth the looks or the obscenity charge. Not worth it. No. I got another inflatable item recently. I got one of those air mattresses. And no, before you ask, it wasn't so I could shoot an all inflatable porn on a bouncy castle at a kid's birthday party. No. It was for a camping trip I went on, and camping was fun. It was great, except I know shit all about camping or the great outdoors. Know nothing about that. I kept thinking I was in a nightmarish version of one of those Who's Who of Canada's Hinterland commercials they used to show on CBC. Remember, they used to always like highlight one animal that lived like in the woods. Always had that like melodic music and it would come on, you know. And except, you know, I don't know anything about the hinterland, so I'd hear like a twig snap outside my tent, and that music would start in. And then the voiceover would start in about something that probably never lived in the Canadian hinterland. You know, the voiceover, very soothing, would go, "The Velociraptor, the most fierce and diabolically intelligent of all of Canada's hinterland, sustaining himself primarily on a diet of Samuel Jackson." But then it was like a loon or something, I don't know. And I'm glad I went on that camping trip, you know, because I was getting in too much of a rut of doing my favorite, you know, activity, watching TV and drinking heavily. I know, surprise, right? You think I was like into extreme sports and stuff. And you know, I do like to have a drink once in a while. I had a hankering for bourbon recently, and that's when I found out bourbon apparently hard to come by. In Montreal, I went to the SAQ, and maybe it was my fault for inquiring with the sample lady, but she seemed kind of confused. I said, "Excuse me, miss, where is the bourbon here? You got like a bourbon section?" She says, "What?" I said, the bourbon. Where's the bourbon section?" She goes, "Hey." So I'm thinking French-English thing, I don't know, like an idiot, I try to like differentiate the pronunciation of bourbon, and I'm like, the bourbon, the bourbon, come on, the bourbon, where's the bourbon? Seriously, it's a liquor store, and I swear to God, she looks at me, she goes, "Gin?" I'm like, "What? No, not gin." I'm like, "Come on, I'm making 2 syllables with my mouth right in front of your face for crying." So I got drunk on gin a while back. And I started to like browse through like YouTube looking for favorite TV shows from my childhood, because what else are you gonna do when you're loaded on fucking gin? And you know, I'm really nostalgic about like TV shows from my youth, right? Because when I was a kid, they had very special episodes of kids' TV shows. I don't know if you guys remember the very special episode concept, right? Where the TV shows would deal with like a real-world heavy issue that kids themselves would have to deal with at some point in their lives, right? An example would be the classic Transformers episode, "Why Does Optimus Prime Have 2 Dads?" That was a good one. And then, of course, there was the really super heavy Inspector Gadget episode, Inspector Gadget Develops a Drinking Problem, where he's all like, you know, go Gadget Flask! That was a good one. And, yeah, and then his, like, Penny, like, his niece Penny, she's like, jumps in and always being bitchy. She's like, but Flask isn't even a real gadget, Uncle. And she's like, you're such a whore mouth, Penny! Anyway. Shit got deep in that, is all I'm saying. My very favorite special episode of all time, though, was this one thing called Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue. Alright, this is like a half-hour special. You can find it on YouTube. It's amazing. It's my favorite. And what happens in this is it's all the cartoons from all the other shows, and they get together in this one special. I'm talking about your Bugs Bunny, your Smurfs, your Alvin and the Chipmunks. They all get together, and they help this one troubled adolescent stop doing crack cocaine. Yes, it's real. Watch it. Amazing. Okay, now clearly the message of this show is very clear. Kids, don't do drugs. Bad. Don't do them. All that I took away from it, though, at a very influential stage of my life that I was at, kids, hey, if you do enough drugs, you will eventually be able to meet all your favorite cartoon characters in real life. Hi ever since, I tells you. Hi ever since. That's a fucking kite. And I'm like, you know, a pop culture junkie. I just watch anything that's on TV. I end up watching a bunch of news coverage. Riot stories are my favorite just because Montreal apparently does them so well, regardless as to the state of hockey. And you know, but like, I mean, people in other cities have their problem with riots. Vancouver's had its problem with riots. Vancouver even had riot problems during the Olympics. Who riots during the Olympics? Especially the Winter Olympics, right? But they dealt with that. And what they did to stop riots from happening during the Winter Olympics in Vancouver, what they did is they closed down the liquor stores. Closed the liquor stores. Okay. Now, I don't know how things work out in the West Coast, all right? But all I know is that here in this city, if you try to close down the liquor stores to avoid a riot, I'm pretty sure all you'd end up with is a bigger fucking riot. And all you're gonna get is a bunch of unusually sober rioters, right? Whose brick throwing accuracy has suddenly gone way up. Which is really gonna come in handy when you have to smash the window of the liquor store. It all comes full circle. You don't close down the liquor stores, is what I'm saying. And I've been especially paying attention to the American political coverage. I can't believe 4 years of Obama almost done. We got the election coming up there in the States. And I really hope Obama gets another 4 years, not because I necessarily agree with his politics, or even because I understand politics, because I don't really. I don't. I just like to pretend I'm smart. The real reason is I have it's a wristwatch, and Barack Obama's face is right on it. I have this, I bought it in the Metro. I love this thing. It's great. And I want to keep wearing this thing for as long as it's relevant. You know, like I want it to be relevant for a long, like this joke, right? And I love the watch for two reasons. One, because I live with this bizarre day-to-day fear that people are just going to call me out on being a racist just for no reason, right? Now I know if it ever happens, I'll be like, ha ha ha, I beg to differ, there's a black man on my watch, right? How can I be a racist? More importantly, though, I'm waiting and hoping and praying for the day that I'm sure will come eventually, right, where somebody will conceivably ask me what time it is while I'm wearing my watch. Just so when that happens, I can like jump out of it and be like, it's time for change! Because that's how we got elected. Between the pop culture obsession and the yelling of political slogans at strangers on the street, you might be surprised to find out that I went for a while without having a girlfriend. And I know, bizarre, right? And it was a dry spell is what I would call it. A dry spell that lasted from, let me see now, birth until now. And I tried everything, you know, I dressed real sharp, and I used pickup lines, I'd hang out at all the hottest bars and spots, and for a while I even had a sexy look. Yeah, that's right, a sexy look. And guys know, all the guys right here now, even if they won't admit it, they know that when you have a good sexy look, you can make a girl yours without ever saying a single word to her, right? She just melts in your hand like the butter. So, you know, I'd be in the bars and clubs, and I'd spot a fetching young lady across the room, and I get 2, 3, 9 drinks in me, whatever, and build up my confidence and just bust out the sexy look, okay? So I did that for a while, and eventually this guy I drank with a lot, he comes up to me one night and says, "Walter, what the fuck are you doing, man?" I said, "Look at the sexy look, man. It's my sexy look. The girl, she's melting in my head like the butter." He says, "Walter, it looks like you want to wear that girl's skin like a coat." And as you could imagine, things only got way worse when I forced her to ask me what time it was. Guys, thank you so much. You guys have been a wonderful crowd. Give it up for